Welcome to Keeping Up with Claremont, a regular update on things happening within the city. We'll highlight a city department, provide some safety tips, explore a local business, and learn about Claremont's history.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Tim Mascott with the Claremont Fire Department. We're here today to talk about fryer safety for your holiday season. One of the most important things to remember when using a fryer is to always be 10 feet away from any structures. Also, always have a fire extinguisher on standby just in case you need it. Before you put your turkey into your fryer, make sure you fill it to the appropriate level inside. Most fryers have a level line on it for how far to fill your oil. Always heat your oil up and do not overheat your oil. If your oil is overheated, you stand the risk for fires. My firefighter come over here, firefighter Dustin Wamsley, to show you putting the turkey in the fryer. It is very important to remember to always lower it very slowly while it bubbles over. If you start having any issues where it starts to boil over, remove the turkey from it and recompose yourself before continuing. Now we're to our final step. We have our nice finished bird coming out of the fryer. Take it out nice and slow. Make sure you don't drip any grease onto your flames. And there she is, our finished bird.
Hi, I'm Dusty Pacheco, Public Services Manager for the City of Claremont. Holiday decorating is a big deal for the city. We get started in the middle of October and our goal is to have everything up and tested by Thanksgiving, since we officially light up Claremont on December 1st. That's about 30 days to get 200 wreaths, 400 bows, 3,000 feet of garland, and 5,600 feet of lights up on our 200 lampposts around Osceola, Mineola, Montrose, and DeSoto. We also installed nearly 30,000 feet of lights on more than 50 existing trees downtown and along 8th Street leading up to the floating display on Center Lake. All this decorating is done by 2 crews of 3 who are specially trained in the proper decorating techniques. By working together, we're able to get all of this done and keep other services on schedule. The holidays are a special time and it is important we get Claremont holiday ready for our community and visitors to enjoy.
Welcome back to the Claremont Historical Village. I'm standing in front of our World War II Museum, which is an original Quonset hut built right here by the Army in 1943. Quonset huts were developed by the Navy Seabees as an easy to put up structure and easy to carry structure, and it was named after the naval base where they were developed in Rhode Island. This one was used as part of an air defense program, and it housed a huge 60-inch diameter searchlight and all the equipment that went with it to make it work, including a giant 6-cylinder 110 horsepower generator and the control panels and all the cables and everything, and they would pull it out at night and practice setting it up, and they were in contact with all the other units, some of which had anti-aircraft cannons, some of which had radar, and they all worked in concert and were in touch by field telephone, and hoping that they would never have enemy bombers, and they never did, but they were prepared. So let's go inside and see what we've got inside. So we have in this museum lots of interesting artifacts, all of them donated by South Lake County residents. And there's some real treasures that we have divided up into various areas that make logical sense. And you could spend hours in here just looking at all the good things we have in here. And here's Nancy. Let her tell you about some of her favorite things.
How are you? Well, as he was saying, we do have many various cases that we do have displays. Sometimes we've got so much stuff we can't even display it all at one time. But we have 2 display cases of the European theater, 1 display case of the Pacific, 1 of the war at home, which many people don't realize we had rationing and other things back in those days. Then we have another with the women's contribution to the war effort. And then one of my favorite areas is definitely this display case over here, because this was my father, Charles Consular. In his time during World War II, there are pictures up here of him. This is a picture of the type plane he flew. He was a P-51 pilot, and he did 65 missions while he was over in England. And one of, I should say, his favorite missions was one that wasn't really even one that was on the books, I guess you could say, because it was a secret mission to deliver P-51s with other pilots to the country of Sweden. And while he was there, and that was at the very end of the war, 2 weeks before VE Day, he did have a dogfight, and he won. So he said that was enough excitement for him. But while there, he got to meet the King of Sweden and had his picture taken. It was in all the Swedish newspapers. And then in 1990, he got to go back to Sweden and got to meet the current King of Sweden, who is the great-grandson of that King of Sweden. So he said, that's pretty good. You got to meet 2 Kings of Sweden in one lifetime. But in 1945, he moved here to Clermont because his brother had moved here and said, I think we can start a business here. They started a small welding company, and it progressed from being, in a 2-car garage to a bigger building, then to a bigger building. And during that time, they helped put the steel fabrication for the Citrus Tower. But Dad always said the best thing he ever did was move to Claremont. It gave him his family, it gave him his friends, it gave him his occupation, but like I said, most of all, it gave him his friends and his family. And so having this display is always very special to me and the rest of our family, because we like sharing his stories and he loves sharing his stories. And so that's why I always say this is my very special section to talk about and show things that, he contributed to the display case and everything through the years. Just as this building here is in memory of veterans of wars past, we want to also always remember and be thankful for the veterans that are of the present, because without them, we would not be standing here today. They have worked together to keep America free. And for that, we will always be thankful and honor them on Veterans Day and every day.
So we want to invite everybody to come down and see us. We're open every weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. Special tours are available on request. You can go on our website, ClermontHistoricVillage.org, and love to see you down here.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Keeping Up with Claremont. You can visit ClermontFL.gov for more details or send an email to info@ClermontFL.org. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and have fun.